Before Dante and Vergil were ever conceived, there was the legendary Dark Knight Sparda utilizing the Force Edge, an incomplete variant of the same devil arm bearing his name, banished to the depths of hell, till it ultimately wound up in Dante's hands after taking it back from Vergil, that has the capacity to pull off some world-ending feats in its incomplete form. Hello, it's the Devil Joe, back again with a brand new video, and today I'm gonna find out which Devil May Cry game has the best Force Edge. Taking a look at the Force Edge from the first Devil May Cry 3's key to
the power of Sparda.
Devil May Cry 4's child support shredding Force Edge, and yes, I'll be including Vergil's imaginary kill stick, the Mirage Edge. Based on the following categories: design, which blade looks the best; sound effects, which sword sounds the best; damage, which sword made devils bleed out the hardest; moveset, which sword has the most stylish skill set; crowd control, which sword deals with a legion of demons the greatest; to award the winning sword with the Intercontinental Banished Championship title. With that out of the way, let's jump into this crazy ranking. Kicking things off, going over the design category, starting with the very first Devil May Cry. The sword itself is a typically shaped claymore with a pointy ass blade and a crossguard that kinda looks like Sparda's DT'd head, or a pair of bat wings. To each his own. The guard even has a golden crest on it. Looks pretty cool, not gonna lie. Is it basic compared to the other crossguards on other swords in the franchise? Absolutely. But simplicity is its charm. Then there's the spiraled handle, making the sword look like a legendary artifact. Sure, it looks nice, but it might as well be a pain in the ass to hold. Maybe that's why the Spardas are always wearing them leather biker gloves, to avoid them G-forces. Shit could hurt even if you're a half-demon hybrid, with the blood of Sparda running through them veins. But hey, that's just me overthinking a design choice that didn't need overthinking in the first place. It even has skulls attached to each other with a spike coming out from the side as a pommel. A problem that I have with the sword is the overall length. The Force Edge is the shortest and narrowest sword out of all of the other claymores in this series. Quite frankly, it doesn't match Dante's aesthetic. Me and you, this Capcom themselves know this. The marketing and promo art heavily featured Dante with Alistor. Hell, when we get a DMC 1 anything Dante, we either have him with the Rebellion like in the 2007 anime, or Alistor like the Monster Hunter World DLC, or the official Capcom art that's on Twitter. The thing is too monotone for a loud and out there character like our favorite pizza muncher. If it can only go to someone more polished, reserved, and refined. But still, it's a pretty damn good looking sword that doesn't sit too well on the game's main character. Next up, we got the sought after MacGuffin sword in Devil May Cry 3. Design wise, it looks like a much cleaner version of the DMC 1 Claymore, carrying a shit ton of small subtle differences. For one, instead of multiple skulls, you got the one skull. Even that spike is still there. Them grooves on the handle are a hell of a lot more visible. The crossguard looks a tad bit beefier, with cleaner patterns on the thing. If I'm being honest, it works a lot better with a more reserved character like Vergil than the over-the-top wacky woohoo pizza man. Force Edge is a simple looking claymore. Screaming elegance and a snobbish as fuck attitude works better for Vergil. We got the one thing that motivated Vergil to leave Nero behind, dodging years of child support, aka DMC4's Force Edge. For some reason, I got a feeling it got wider and taller than how it was in Devil May Cry 3. The damn thing is shinier in gameplay. A lot of the design details are exactly the same. While the multiple pommeled skulls are back with a vengeance, just don't let the blue filter deceive you. The thing is way shinier than Saitama's or Bold Dante's cranium. But oh shit, does it look great here, no joke about it. Our next sword ain't even an actual sword, since the blade is firmly bonded to Dante figuratively and literally. So Vergil, in his infinite motivation, managed to magic a whole ass spectral replica of the Force Edge by his very own imagination. Since the summon swords look smaller than the DMC4 one in length, I think it's bigger than the Force Edge. I'm digging the heavy dark blue glow it has. Is the design lazy? Yes, it is lazy, but it doesn't change the fact that it's the badass type of lazy. It's literally Vergil with a huge as fuck blue lightsaber without the need for a light source whatsoever. We be out here counting down the top 4 aesthetics. The number 4 spot goes to DMC1's Force Edge. I'm not gonna lie, it's nothing special in DMC1, it's short, bland. The marketing material didn't even use it once. Number 3 is gonna be the Mirage Edge from DMC5 on its own. It's a lonely summon sword, the DMC4 one to be specific, but when Vergil is using it or carrying it around on his back, because fuck it, overgrown lightsaber claymores are cool. Number 2 on the design list is DMC3's Force Edge. It's an enhanced version of the DMC1 design, but it actually works with the game's antagonist. Number 1 on this list is DMC4's Force Edge. It's bigger, shinier, hell, it's somehow girthier than it was in the games that came before it. Our next category is sound effects, starting off with the first Devil May Cry. A lot of the sounds the Force Edge makes are whooshes when it's slicing away at the air. Once you start cutting marionettes or lizard men, you get some of the crunchiest blade on bone sounds that you would ever hear in a video game. Them clangs and blade clashes are pretty hefty on their own right, but it's missing a few distinct skin sounds. The next sword is the blade that got picked up by that one bald clown PS2 Scarman to ultimately look like a gum-guzzling purple turd. That would come straight out of the backed-up toilet of an individual whose diet consists of greasy pizza and booze. Bruv, just like DMC3's Rebellion, you can quite literally hear the cold steel of the sharp sword cutting through the air, because of Vergil's perfect edge alignment. With the Claymore, and like Rebellion, you get the crunchiest sound effects when you ever start hitting demons. It's like the weight of them sandy or fleshy insides are getting brutally squashed by the sword's weight, being swung by an overpowered half-demon putting in all of his strength in one swing of the sword. Not to mention the round trip giving it that electrical charge, giving the sword more power than what DMC1 bothered to hand over to it, along with the sharp skins at the end of each slash. Skins like that go hard! Then we get to the well shit, ain't it too early for Vergil to be carrying Papa's banned sword? The Force Edge. My god, the sound design team were cooking up a 5-star Michelin meal with these sound effects. This has to be the skintiest sounding Force Edge out of all of them. It makes James Howlett Logan jelly. This thing slashes air so cleanly, it oozes royalty, including thrusting moves like Stinger and Million Stab. Just take a damn listen. Drive and round trip charges sound like you're about to get cut open with a lot of the atmospheric pressure coming in from the cosmos, including the damn space-time continuum. From them supreme cuts from this incomplete legendary blade right here, just listen up. Like I said, them sound designers were working some real black magic while making these melodic symphonies the sword was singing. Next is a figment of materialized imagination that somehow cuts everyone in half, the Mirage Edge. Even though it's an astral projection, the thing sounds like it has been made from steel. For real, them skins are there, but they are a lot weaker than the DMC 3 and 4 ones. The charge-ups and drives seem a lot more muted than they were in DMC 3 and 4, despite DMC 3 not having a drive for Vergil. But the round trip was hella skinty in that game. Regardless, the sound effects are good, but slightly weaker than the previous versions. Then we get to the top 4 of the sound effect category. Number 4 on the list is DMC 1's sound effects. They're not bad by any stretch of the imagination. They're really good, but it doesn't have that oomph that the rest of the blades have on this list. Number 3 on this here list is the Mirage Edge. Again, the effects aren't bad. They are pretty phenomenal. Problem is they're kinda washed out. Skins aren't as sharp as they were in the other games. Number 2 on the list is DMC3's Force Edge. Even though I really like the DMC3 sound design, it sounds exactly like Rebellion. It's not a bad thing by any means, it's just that DMC4 SE actually did it better. Number 1 on this list is DMC4's Force Edge just because of how immaculate them skins are along with the drives. Now that the warm-up match has been dealt with, we move to the main event! The Claymores are now fighting for the last breath for the Intercontinental Banished Championship title. Let's get ready to rumble! Our first heavy-hitting category is the moveset, kicking it off with DMC1's Force Edge. I gotta say, man, this thing is lacking. All what you have are the basic combos, million stab, high time, helm breaker, that's about it. No Oz for stinger, no DT access. That's all what you get. The damn thing is literally bare-boned as fuck. It's an aluminum crowbar, that's what it is. Moving on to Devil May Cry 3's Secret MacGuffin, where Vergil seems to dual-wield it along with the Yamato, coming in with only one ground combo. That starts off as Dante's pizza slicing combo A, ending in a Yamato combo, concluding with a downwards force edge slash. Don't get me wrong, it looks fucking cool and all, the only issue I have with it is that it's the only thing you can do grounded. You got a round trip. The only other trick you can do on the ground, it has the same range as DMC1's round trip, so it'd be kinda mid. Oh, and finally there's a stinger, a powerful one too, that helps clear a large distance. It's like Itsuno thought that it would be a great idea to give this sword the essential dash thrust in case the player wanted to, I don't know, clear some distance between Vergil and a far off enemy. There's obviously the famous high time launcher to lift enemies off the ground, but no aerial rave. So you're gonna have to switch to Yamato to juggle folks in the air. Plus a strong as fuck helm breaker that can be spammed with trick up for more damage. The moves here are kinda little, but hey, they're fun to play around with. Plus they're stylish. Moving on to Forced to Come, unable to edge in Devil May Cry 4, the Dark Slayer has the high time in helm breaker. Without any air raves, you better switch to Yamato if you want to stay airborne. But we got the holy air stinger finally. You can thrust fools in the air through the power of the Iya Poke of Death. A move that Dante only sees in shitty ass mobile game cash grabs or fan-made mods to a 2005 game. There is a combo A that ends in a million stab. Yes, a Vergil based million stab that I could only get through a stinger mash like DMC3's million stab. I wasn't able to get it after that combo A string, no joke. But Vergil's Silver Chariot strats is faster than Dante's million stab. Check this new combo B out. Vergil pulls out Yamato and Force Edge, dual wielding them with full motivation, unleashing full power, mowing down demons, ending that shit with a cork. Sure, it looks a hell of a lot like Nero's Showdown, but more stylish. Bruv actually pulled off a goddamn cork flip with a heavy-ass Claymore in one hand and a katana in the other, skipping the J-step in the beginning of the flip, slashing away its nightmare fuel abominations. On the way down, no DT needed. Like the dead weight he wound up nutting due to Immortal Temptation, looking way more stylish than the Showdown. Oh, plus round trips are back in town. This time they create a tornado sucking anyone who's remotely close to the damn thing. They even added drives and overdrives. The greatest charge move the Sons of Sparda have ever gotten, looking badass as fuck. The Force Edge truly saw an upgrade in Devil May Cry 4, making one hell of a difference. Heading on over to Mirage Obi-Wan Darth Edge, the one DMC4 summon sword, coming back with the helm breaker and high time, smashing skulls and launching fools respectively. And no, Capcom didn't add any air raves. y'all still need to switch to Yamato to juggle demons in the air. Or you can air stinger then roulette spin fools in the air using Yamato. Combos A and B are back with a vengeance, working like how they worked in DMC4. For some reason, I had a hard ass time getting combo B to get out, despite it being the same pause combo as in DMC4. Round Trip is back in full force, a much more powerful whirlwind of death, shredding folks that get close to it. A million stab that's as fast as DMC3's million stab, going on for a long ass time. Alright Vergil, we get it, you're motivated, take a chill pill bro. Itsuno didn't forget the drives in the mix. They're there alright, looking as pristine and anime as ever while adding in that Sin Stinger. A fuck off vortex obliterating everything in its very path that can be activated with a full motivation meter and full SDT. Mirage Edge is DMC4's Force Edge on more steroids than what Arnie used to inject back in his day. Our first top 4 of the main event category is gonna be the Moveset category, kicking it off with DMC1's Force Edge. That is sorely lacking in new moves, no stinger, no nothing. Landing in the number 3 spot is DMC3's Force Edge. All what it did was add in a stinger, a round trip, that's all she wrote. Winding up in the number 2 spot is DMC4's Force Edge for putting in more moves in Vergil's skill set. Using the Claymore, adding in stylish and useful as fuck moves. Taking the home run with the number 1 spot is the Mirage Edge, for buffing the moves that were there in DMC4 SE, while adding in a powerful fuck-off super move in the Deep Stinger. Next up in the main event category is Crowd Control, kicking it off with DMC1's Force Edge. That by far has the weakest crowd control option out of all of these Claymores. You only got your basic slashes, million stab, helm breaker, that's all she wrote. These can only deal with 2 people or 3 that you manage to line up perfectly. You can't exactly do much against entire crowds. No stingers to break up entire formations, nothing. You're better off with Alistair or Ifrit instead of this aluminium crowbar. Then we get DMC3's version of Force Edge, and I gotta say, crowd control here is slightly better than in DMC1. For starters, you got Stinger, allowing you to break formations, that's a plus side. Oh, did I mention Round Trip? That only catches a large sum total of only 2, and I mean count them on your 2 fingers, 2 demons! What the hell, man, that shit's kinda useless for any sort of big crowd control scenario. So it ain't much different to DMC1's Force Edge. Moving on to DMC4's, I tried to force my edge, but my motivation spawned a dead weight sword. Now this is where we finally got some real crowd control here. I mean, how the hell are you supposed to play on LDK without ways to manage the crowds? Stinger does help break up formations, but Million Stab and Combo B sure as hell. 2 kick-ass ways to deal with an entire army facing you. Getting the Storm to literally chop every demon off like their Thanksgiving turkey, turning them scarecrows to ribbons. The damn Round Trip can actually stop an entire army of demons dead in their tracks. A literal tornado sucking anything inside of it to get torn to smithereens, not to mention drives and overdrive. A go-to for tearing formations apart, disintegrating entire hordes of demons. All of that good shit to make Doom Guy proud. Putting a special spotlight on the Mirage Edge, the lightsaber to end all lightsabers. Proving magic supremacy to science. Suck it, Nico, especially you, Agnes. You freaky stuttering fuck. Anyways, the Mirage Edge has similar crowd control options to DMC4's Force Edge on steroids. Kicking things off with that DMC3 level Million Stab, Vergil keeps going on and on and on. Like Dante in DMC3, shish kebabbing a whole horde of demons. Combo B still shreds hordes of demons in front of you. Especially in Sin Devil Trigger, drives and overdrives somehow have bigger AoEs, meaning that you can better handle heaps of devils coming your way. Hell, Round Trip's also got a boost in AoE. Translates to more demons dying inside of that blue death tornado. Oh, and since Stinger doesn't just crowd control enemies, it crowd fucks the living shit out of everything, deleting entire demons off the arena. Then we got the top 4 force edging contest when it comes to crowd control. In the number 4 spot is the first Devil May Cry for its lacking crowd control options. Trust me, the only viable crowd control option you've got if you ever decide to foolishly beat DMC1 only using the Force Edge is the grenade gun. Either shoot it to make demons go splat, or keep rolling till the job you need is done and over with. Number 3 on the list is DMC3's Sealed Power of Sparda. Stick Force Edge for slightly better crowd control. Because Stinger, other than that, it has no major AoEs. Landing directly in the number 2 spot is DMC4's Force Edge. Bruv, the amount of quality of life changes added to Vergil's toolkit when it comes to the sword helps out a fuck ton managing an entire hordes of demons in each encounter. Landing effortlessly in the number 1 spot is the Mirage Edge. I mean, dog, look at it, taking crowd control to a whole new level, managing the entire demon world all at once. Shit has nuts in it. Next main event category is damage, kicking things off with the first Devil May Cry. On its own, Force Edge does a fair bit of damage to a lot of the demons. I'm specifically talking about marionettes, lizards, and bugs. Hell, even Sin Scissors and Goatlings, it packs quite a punch on these ugly demons. But Plasmas, Nobodies, Frosts, Phantom, Griffin, Nightmare, forget about it! Your ass is cooked in a blink of an eye. You realize how much you actually depend on the damage buff Devil Trigger hands over to your ass. Because of the strong enemies plus the hyperactive enemy AI. When we're talking about a lot of the demons you fight in DMC1, which is actually one of the reasons it quickly gets parked aside once you get Alistair. Or you might as well keep rolling and shooting that grenade gun for more damage. Next up we got Devil May Cry 3's MacGuffin Edge right off the electrical bats Nevin loves to throw at you like it's bathwater. This damn Force Edge wipes demons clean off of these battlefields. Some devils can just die in a few slashes. Vergil is motivated to use the full powers of Sparda on all these fools. It doesn't matter if you're using the one ground combo stingering punk ass devils to death. They will most definitely fall to your feet. Hell, if you trick up like your Battle 3 Vergil from Wish, you might as well be sending most of the bosses to an early grave, like what I'm doing with Agni and Rudra right here. I'm melting off Jester's health bar, serves the goddamn prick right. These DT demons are being taken care of pretty damn quickly. Even Dante is getting his unmotivated ass handed to him. He wasn't worthy as my opponent after all. He was melting, showing how well this thing shreds demons up by raw power alone. Add DT burst to it, all your enemies are crushed before you while you hear the lamentation of their own women. Then we get the child support abandoning heirloom DMC4's Force Edge. I'm surprised by how little damage it does compared to DMC3's Force Edge. The ordeal goes like this: the higher the concentration meter, aka motivation meter, the more damage Vergil pulls off, regardless of what he uses. And by God, this thing pulls off high as fuck damage, but it's slightly nerfed compared to the last special edition, only slightly. Because of the fact a lot of these attacks rely more on speed than they do raw power, especially Force Edge combo A and B, million stab included. It doesn't matter how high your concentration meter is, the Devil Trigger buffs make all the difference. Paired with a highly motivated meter, makes the Force Edge one hell of a deadly ass blade. Adding round trips and overdrives into the mix, massacring the legions of hell in your wake. Next up is the demonic lightsaber Mirage Edge, made out of Vergil's own imagination, or it could be his own soul. Swiping away at demons, I don't have a clue. All what I can tell you is this thing packs one hell of a killer's punch. The damn thing is way more powerful than any other variation of the Force Edge on its own without Sin Devil Trigger. It's brutal as a motherfucker. Using combo A and B alone, the drives and overdrives themselves multiply the damage you wind up doing. Oh, and in DT plus a full motivation meter will guarantee that enemies and bosses wind up in an early grave, especially the Super Stinger. If anything, Vergil has already surpassed his old man, using a sword built from nothing but his faintest memory of one sword he used only one time canonically. Yup, the 2 cutscenes he was in were a DMC3 manga prequel. Well, to be fair, those scenes were actually inside of the manga. That should have been the anime, not this Netflix slop. Let's count down them swords based on damage. In the number 4 spot is gonna be the Force Edge in DMC1. The damage dealt here ain't anything special. It's very, and I mean very standard. If anything, the lack of DT availability reminded me of why it gets trashed fast. If I didn't use any guns in the Force Edge only streams, I would have been deep fried, served on a skewer. Yeah, cooked is an understatement. If I only relied on Force Edge in that challenge. Number 3 on this here list is Devil May Cry 4's Child Support Shredder. It's a strong Claymore, don't get me wrong, but somehow it feels nerfed compared to the one in DMC3. Sure, with DT popped, it can clear a whole room, but the basic attacks don't hit quite the same. But hey, them drives clear everything in sight. Number 2 on the list is Devil May Cry 3's Force Edge. This thing fucks hard when it comes to butchering demons. I mean, dude, look at this. Them devils are already looking at an early loss of life. Claiming the number 1 spot is gonna be DMC5's Mirage Edge. Why the blue spectral blade? Because of the sheer amount of punishment it deals. In and out of Devil Trigger, sucking the life out of these helpless demons, leaving an entire ocean of blood in Vergil's path. Ladies and gentlemen, we come to the grandstand of crowning the Intercontinental Banished Championship title. Time to usher in this top 4. In the number 4 spot is DMC4's Force Edge for one simple reason: the thing lacks moves in DT. I mean, let's be honest here. After Dante shrugs off Alistair's impalement, the first thing you do is park the Force Edge aside, never touching it in your entire lifetime, like ever. Instead opting for Alistair's superiority. Landing in the number 3 spot will definitely be DMC3's Force Edge. For as much damage as it pulls off, the moveset itself is kinda lacking. The only new additions he got are the Round Trip and Stinger. That's it, that's like the only 2 new moves added to the skill list. But hey, the only true way to play DMC3 Vergil is by constantly switching your weapons up. In the number 2 spot is DMC4's Force Edge, for adding a great deal of quality of life improvements that truly felt missing last time around. The new tricks made a hell of a difference. Like, no joke, I did not know how much I was missing a drive for Vergil in DMC3. And the roided out showdown was a nice bonus too. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Intercontinental Banished Championship title, Devil May Cry 5's Mirage, the Edge of the Earth! My reason for handing the overgrown Summon Sword the championship title is the fact that everything is on an enormous amount of steroids. It's a much stronger version of DMC4's Force Edge. With enhanced properties, hell, even the added super move is one hell of a great bonus, wrecking everything in its path. With that out of the way, we come to the end of this video. What were your guys' thoughts on it? Let me know in the comments down below. If you liked this video, be sure to hit the like button and smash that subscribe button real impact style. At 10,000 subscribers, I'll pull off a whole ass Dante combo video wearing this entire getup. We are pretty damn close, and I would like to thank old and new subscribers for getting me to 8,000. I really appreciate it from every single one of you guys. Every single one of you are legendary. Ring the bell icon to get notified on whenever I upload a brand new Devil May Cry or other action game video. This has been the Devil Joe signing out. And Capcom, where the fuck is Devil May Cry 6 already?